Hello and welcome back to the Mobile School Playground. In this video I will explain to you the Goose Your Self-Esteem board game. It's the perfect board game to boost the self-esteem of the youngsters you work with on the streets. Now, what do you need to play this easy and attractive board game? Of course, you will need the magnetic board game panel. You will also need the alphabet wheel or the choice game rotation disc. You will need a dice. And you will need a lot of bottle caps for all the different players of the board game. Now, let's have a look at how to play this game. As mentioned before, the Goose Your Self-Esteem board game is a very easy game. So, how can you start to play the game? You will gather all the bottle caps of the player over here, near the starting point of the goose board. At the bottom of the panel, you will see a legend over here, translated in local language, and you will see the self-esteem scoreboard. So each player will also have a bottle cap over here to indicate your self-esteem score during the game. Now, how do you play the game? You just spin the dice. It will land on 2, for example. So I will move 2 spaces forward. If the space is blank, nothing happens, and the next player can spin the dice. If you see a drawing on the panel, then you need to look at the legend and see what the legend tells you to do. So for example, I am on square number 2 right now. I look at the explanation over here. It asks me, what is your talent? Where are you good at? So you ask the player to share something about his or her talent. If the player is able to do so, then he or she will receive 1 bottle cap. So then for player 1, you just add a bottle cap over here, which means that player has gained some self-esteem right now. On most squares, you will see that you can win or lose self-esteem points. Now imagine that I land on a square over here, which says you're doing some mathematical sums in class, but it's not going too well. Then you can also lose a bottle cap, because there's -1 over here. Now, normally we play the game that you first need to collect 3 bottle caps before you can lose a bottle cap. If you only have 1 bottle cap or you haven't won any bottle caps left, you cannot lose any bottle caps and you just need to go back 1 square. And then you need to fulfill the task that's over there. You'll also see that there are some special squares along the way. For example, square number 4 over here is turn the disc again, so you get another turn. If it says +2, this means move 2 spaces forward on the board. And you will also notice there's some dilemma squares over here. For example, here the question is, how do you see your future? And then you need to spin the alphabet wheel over here to see if it lands on green or on red. So I spin it right now, and let's see, it lands on, I'm lucky, it lands on 1, which is green square, so which means I get an extra point. Imagine it lands on red, then I will lose a bottle cap. So along the way, you will be able to fill your self-esteem meter over here. And the first player to arrive at the end of the goose board gets 2 bottle caps extra, gets 2 extra points. So in the end, the winner of the game is the one with the most bottle cap on his or her self-esteem scoreboard. So you now know how to use the Goose Your Self-Esteem board game. Let's try it out during one of the upcoming interventions with the mobile school and have fun with it on the streets. See you soon. Bye bye.